The Volvo ES90 is Volvo's new flagship electric sedan for 2025. Basically, Volvo's answer to large luxury EVs like the Tesla Model S. It's built on Volvo's latest SPA2 platform with a high-tech 800-volt electrical architecture for ultra-fast charging. Volvo even calls the ES90 software-defined, packing it with dual NVIDIA DriveX Orin computers to give it enormous onboard computing power, roughly 500 trillion ops per second. All that technology is designed to let the car improve itself over time via over-the-air updates while focusing on safety and comfort. On the outside, the ES90 has a sleek yet practical look. It sits a bit taller for a commanding view, but tapers off into a fastback-style roof that helps achieve a very low drag coefficient, about 0.25 CD, which is Volvo's lowest ever. Up front, you'll recognize Volvo's signature Thor's Hammer LED headlights, and out back there are new C-shaped LED taillights that even stretch up into the rear window glass for a striking light-up effect. The car comes in several paint colors and rides on 20 to 22-inch wheels. Cargo space is impressive. The wide tailgate gives you about 424 liters of trunk room, expanding to 733 liters with the 60-40 split rear seats folded. Plus, there's a 22-liter frunk in front for charging cables and extra storage. Inside, the ES90 feels very Volvo. Clean Scandinavian design, lots of light, and high-quality materials. Thanks to a long 3.1-meter wheelbase, rear passengers get tons of legroom, so even tall adults ride in comfort. The seats themselves are plush and supportive, with heating and ventilation, and you can even opt for 2 individual power reclining seats in the back for ultimate relaxation. A huge panoramic glass roof spans overhead, with UV protection and an optional electrochromic tint, giving the cabin an airy feel. The climate control is 4-zone, with an advanced air purifier that filters out fine particulates and allergens, and Volvo claims the ES90 has its quietest cabin ever, making long drives very serene. And the tech is cutting edge. The dashboard is dominated by a 14.5-inch central touchscreen, running Volvo's new Google-based infotainment. That means Google Maps, Google Assistant, Waze, and lots of apps are built right in. Not everything is buried in that one screen. Volvo still provides a 9-inch digital gauge cluster for your driving info, plus a large head-up display for navigation cues and alerts. On the audio side, there's an available premium Bowers & Wilkins sound system with 25 speakers, even built into the ceiling and headrests, and Dolby Atmos surround sound. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard, and a 360-degree camera view helps when parking or maneuvering in tight spots. Under the hood, the ES90 is pure electric, and Volvo offers 3 main powertrain setups. All use the new 800-volt battery system for high efficiency and charging speed. There are 2 battery pack sizes, about 88 kilowatt-hours usable and 102 kilowatt-hours usable. The base model is a single-motor, rear-wheel drive unit, making around 329 horsepower and 354 pound-feet of torque. Volvo estimates that version will do 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 6.7 seconds. Move up to the dual-motor all-wheel drive versions, and output jumps dramatically. One all-wheel drive model makes about 442 horsepower and 494 pound-feet, and the top performance model cranks out roughly 670 horsepower and 635 pound-feet. That performance model is insanely quick. Volvo says it hits 0 to 60 in only 3.9 seconds, which is supercar territory for a full-size sedan. As for range, Volvo claims the ES90 can go over 700 kilometers on the European WLTP cycle in its most efficient spec, about 435 miles. In real-world EPA terms, you'd expect somewhat less, roughly the mid-300s of miles on a full charge in the highest range version. Still, paired with its ultra-fast charging, that should make it very easy to use for long trips. For example, Volvo says the ES90 can add about 300 kilometers of range in just 10 minutes at a 350 kilowatt charger. Crazy fast. We haven't driven it yet, but everything suggests the ES90 will be tuned as a super smooth cruiser. Volvo advertises an extremely quiet cabin, and with its heavy weight, around 5,200 to 5,800 pounds depending on configuration, the ride should be very composed. You're not going to feel it darting into corners. Instead, it just glides over bumps and feels very stable at highway speeds. You do get instant electric torque, so passing slower traffic is effortless. In short, it's the kind of car that's meant to transport you and your family in serene comfort, rather than put a race car grin on your face. Practicality is a strong suit. The ES90's hatchback design means cargo is easy. You have that 424 liters trunk, and with the rear seats folded flat, you can haul big suitcases, bikes, or whatever without trouble. For charging, its 800-volt system is a game changer. Volvo says you can add roughly 300 kilometers of range in about 10 minutes at a high-power, 350 kilowatt DC fast charger. They also quote about 10 to 80% in 20 minutes under ideal conditions. What this means for real-world road trips is much faster pit stops. Stop for a coffee and you're back on the road with almost a full tank. Combine that with the long range and you've got a very usable long-distance EV. Of course, actual range will vary with speed, weather, and wheels. But in normal driving, the ES90 should easily handle daily commutes and most long drives without worry. Safety is Volvo's specialty, and the ES90 is absolutely loaded in this department. Volvo calls its setup safe space technology. The car bristles with sensors, a roof-mounted LiDAR, 5 radar units, 8 cameras all around, plus 12 ultrasonic sensors. This allows the ES90 to see far beyond human capability, even at night or in bad weather, and proactively avoid obstacles or collisions. On top of that, there are advanced driver monitors. If you start nodding off or look away too long, the car will alert you. It even has full cabin occupant sensing. For example, the ES90 will warn you if you open a door into a passing cyclist or pedestrian, and it can detect a sleeping child or pet left inside and sound an alarm. All around, Volvo has built a very strong safety cage and modern restraint systems, and the ES90 meets their toughest crash protection standards. Put simply, almost every safety feature Volvo can think of is included as standard. Although the ES90 has a lot of pros, there are some cons worth noting. Firstly, it's a big and heavy car, about 5,200 to 5,800 pounds, so it won't feel as nimble as smaller EVs. It will also carry a premium price, expected around $80,000 plus to start. Early on, it's only available in Europe. US should get it in late 2025 or early 2026. And if you're only chasing maximum sportiness or the lowest cost, rivals like Tesla or other EVs might feel more exciting or value-oriented. Volvo clearly tuned the ES90 more for smooth comfort and safety than for being a corner-carving rocket. In the end, the Volvo ES90 is ideal for someone who wants a high-tech premium electric sedan without sacrificing comfort or peace of mind. If you love Scandinavian design and want a luxurious cabin, lots of room, and the latest gadgets, this car delivers. It's perfect for family road trips or daily driving. The backseat is spacious and comfy, and the hatchback layout makes hauling stuff easy. You get Tesla-level range and fast charging, but wrapped in a very safe, serene Swedish package. Basically, if you value safety, comfort, and advanced tech as much as performance, the ES90 checks all the boxes. If you only care about straight-line speed or are on a tight budget, there are other EVs that might suit you better. But for many buyers, the ES90 will be an outstanding choice. Thanks for watching.